Tresho9, everybody. What's going on, everybody? It is a dope day. That's what that is. It is a dope day. We getting it cracking tonight. It's a Tuesday night here on the beautiful islands of Maui. So, why did it schedule? Stop streaming. This is stupid. What? Oh. Hold up. Oh, it sounds good. Sound check is complete. We have a sound check. Today we are getting into some juiciness always, man. Always some juiciness. It is a Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everybody out there. I hope you are doing truly amazing. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you're doing amazing shit. And hope your life is amazing. I hope that your day was amazing. If it wasn't, you're in the right spot. If it wasn't, you are in the right spot. So I had another camera that I was going to use. I have a new camera. It's old, new to me, old to like the camera world. And it didn't work. So it's all good. We keep it pushing. On Tresho9, and I don't know. Today was I'm trying to get my notes up right now, pulling them bad boys up. But today is it was productive. It was I don't know. I had a transformation moment. I had a few transformational moments. And it's funny because, like, when you heal and when you're walking in the light, nothing can stop you. And I mean absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I don't know, as I heal and as I grow and as I evolve, I am less and less interested in the hoopla, the gossip, and what everybody is doing on social media. It just doesn't really appeal to me anymore. I think I have exhausted myself in viewing social media, and the exhaustion is that it's just all the same to me. You dig? It's just all the same. And I get it. It is their job. It is the new 9 to 5. I so get that. This is my 5 to 9. And so I'm sure when you want those views and you want the popularity and whatnot, you have to do things that you wouldn't normally do outside of, like, you wouldn't do that in your real life. But this is my real life, you dig? And we're going to get into some stuff from the superior man here on Tresho9, and all my Trey Wayers. Be blessed, and then go out and be a blessing to somebody. Yeah, it's on clockwork, man. My allergies only act up when I'm going live. I don't know why. I'm convinced that the enemy doesn't want me on the camera for whatever reason. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm here, and I have my water. Grab yourself some water. Grab yourself some tea of any kind that you choose. Cold, hot, it don't matter. Do whatever you need to do to get that throat nice and warm and moist. Yes, yeah, we're gonna get into, for sure. We'll get into the way of the master. The way of the master, the way of the superior man, your master. Here, the bald-headed lover, shiny, spiffy in a jiff. Okay, so my notes don't want to come up. It's all good. There we go. There we go. So yeah, today was cool. And what we're doing here for Tresho9 is really setting the pace for the rest of the year. This was the year. This is the year of the dragon, and so many things have happened this year. My goodness gracious. I have grown. I feel like I feel like a snake. You dig? In terms of shedding off that old skin and then becoming new, because you're growing, because I'm growing, because we're doing these different things. We need to shed that skin off. See, I've been sitting here for like hours, nothing until I go live, and when you grow, because I know everybody's capable of doing it, you actually become less controlled by everybody else. Right? Everyone's gonna talk. Everyone's gonna say some shit. Everyone says that. Everyone thinks that. But it's your job to overcome that. It's really your job to overcome that roadblock in your life. Because that's what it is. It's a roadblock. And at some point, you got to be sick of your roadblocks. At some point, you got to be sick of the just stuckness that you're in. Like, because I know I am. I can't do it. I really can't. It's just every single day, it gets better and better and better. And I just can't sit there and dwell in some of the BS. In any BS, to be honest with you. And so Tresho9 is it's just really an exercise of the mind, to be blunt. It's an exercise of the mind. It's an exercise of your freedom. It's an exercise for men to become free. And then it's an exercise for women to understand what their roles are, right? And so I think that there's too much rebelliousness, and that's fine. That's fine. We need people to you know what I'm saying? Like, it just weeds out all the negativity, and what's left is for the king, and is for the kingdom. And so I don't really trip anymore. I don't really worry about that anymore. And so Tresho9 on Mondays and Tuesdays, we go live every Monday and Tuesday, unless I'm not feeling too good. Sometimes it is what it is. But there's a pattern. Like I said, like I am, what do you call that? Like, my allergies act up Mondays and Tuesdays only. That's it. So whoever's trying to prey on me not to do this, you can get the big one, okay? And choke on it, and then see you later. Just because, like, it's just crazy. I've been sitting there for 2 hours, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's a bull hit live. Yeah. So know your real edge, you dig, and don't fake it. It is dishonorable for a man to lie to himself or others about his real place. And so this is a Tresho9 is a type of underground radio podcast, whatever you want to call it, meaning that I'm not paid. Nobody's paying me. I don't have a budget. You dig? Most literally, like if you go on any social media right now, all those people, they got some sort of something going on. Somebody's backing them. Yeah, I don't have that. So the truth is, what is your edge? For guys, what is your edge? Like, you know, the edge is where it's that one point where you know it's right there. It's right here, but you won't go there. Why? Because if you go there, you have to change. If you go there, you have to change. And that weeds out the people that don't want to be in your life or shouldn't be in your life, or they're not in your life. Because the people that are not in my life, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. It's like, to be in my life, you have to change. Like, I'm just not going to sit here and allow, especially knowing what I know right now, I'm not going to allow you to stay stagnant. But it is what it is. We're on the come up. You dig? We're on the come up. We're looking to the future. We're not looking in the past. We're not looking at all the. I think that, like I said yesterday in the thing, is the rejection and the hate, right? That is just like, that's in the past. And so I'm only looking for the future. I'm only looking towards the future. And then I'm also looking at that present moment right now. The present moment, in this very moment. And these are lessons really that, like, we should already know, to be honest with you. And, you know, it is what it is. Like, I am a late bloomer. I already know that. Like, I am so self-aware of the current condition of my life, right? Where I am starting over. I moved from California to a whole nother world, really. A whole nother country, really. Hawaii is it's a different culture. It's just a different way of life out here. It's similar, but different. And I moved away from my family, which I've never done that before. And started over from, I brought my turntables, computer, and my clothes. And I think that was it. I didn't have much. That's all I had. And then my wife and my kids stayed back 4 months, packed up everything, sold everything, gave everything away. Yeah, this is it. I mean, the day that we moved in, gosh, we spent, I don't even remember. We spent a lot of money just trying to buy some stuff. My wife had bought some beds. We had bought beds to be shipped over here. They were shipped over here, so I built the beds. Shoot, I think I waited till the day they came. Hold up. I'll be right back. sir. And then with this, with the podcast with Tresho9, it's like I'm starting all over again because I'm doing lives. And this is how I started off. Well, what I was doing when I first started Tresho9, I was just doing audio. And what I would do for practice, I would just run it. I would just run it. I would just be running it. Meaning I would just push record and just go and just talk. And I would do that day after day after day after day, no matter what. COVID actually helped that. Because what I would do, because at the time, and then when my babies were little, my sons were small, I would drive them around so they can fall asleep. And then when they fell asleep, I would then go and then in a parking lot and then record for a few hours. And so that's what this feels like. It feels like a restart, you know, and some of us need that. Some of us need that reset. We need a reset. You dig? We just been running into the ground. We just been running and running and running and running and running and running and running. And we need a reset. And a lot of us don't really, you know how to govern our life, but we're learning. You dig? We're learning how to realign and then govern our life. And so it's dishonorable for a man to lie to yourself and to others. You need to know what your edge is. You need to know where you're truthfully at. Like, I know where I'm at. I know what I'm capable of doing. You dig? And then you have to create that. You have to create these things. And so we shouldn't, you know, as a man, you shouldn't pretend that you are more enlightened than you are. Nor should you stop short of that actual edge, right? There's certain things that I have forgotten, you know, even recently, the last 4 or 5 months, I just lost my way. Honestly, I believe that I just lost that. You know, I lost that way. And there's philosophies and there's truth and there's a way that I was living my life. I'd set it all up and I just got out of tune. You know what I'm saying? I got out of alignment and I needed to realign myself. And now that I'm there again, it's like, oh, okay, cool. All right, now this feels proper. This feels aligned. Everything is lining up, and things are moving and things are shaking. And your edge is where you stop short. You know, I remember in California, we would go to the American River, and there's a few rock jumps that we would do, and the water's cold. It's snow water. It's cold. It's really cold. And there's this point where you're standing there on the edge. You know, you have to jump in to the water, climb up, and then walk around to get to the higher point, then to jump off. And then right before you get there, you're like, I got it. And then one step to that edge, you're like, nope, I can't do it. That's usually what I do. I'm just like, you know, the more I look, the worse it is. So what I do is I will go up, jump off, because it's just whoop, you jump in, it's freezing cold, walk up, and then I just need to know where I need to jump. So just show me where I need to jump. So you should throw a rock or something down there, because you want to miss the lip of the other rock. You have to jump, and then you don't want to jump straight down because you'll hit a rock. So you want to kind of jump out just a little bit. You don't want to jump too far because there's other rocks over there. So you got to jump in this right spot. So I'll look at that. This is where I jump. Jump right here. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then I got to step back and I got to like prepare myself away from that edge. But once I hit that edge, once I hit that edge, once I decide, and that's why so much of this is a decision. A lot of this stuff that we do, we have to decide before we even get there. that we're going to do this thing, whatever that is, right? And everybody's at different spots. You dig? Everybody's at different spots. You got people that are like, well, man, I climbed the Mount Everest and this, and that, and they do all these things, but their relationship is complete garbage. You know what I'm saying? You got people making all types of money, but their relationship is garbage. You dig? And they're not even happy. Like, nothing makes them happy. So they're always seeking a high, right? Continuously seeking that high. And for me, like, jumping off that edge, literally, I don't really get any gratification from that. It was more of like, just my friends were doing it, so I did it. And that's it doesn't make it any more fun, to be honest with you. It makes it no fun. Like, it didn't change anything in my life by jumping off those rocks. You dig? Like, nothing changed. It was that was in that moment. That moment is gone. It's just now a story. I don't even know what it feels like. You know what I mean? It's just not my thing. You know, I guess at the moment, because we did go snorkeling 2 weeks ago, whatever, and I jumped off the boat. That boat jump was not even close to what have jumped off on at the American River. I think the boat, what is it, like 5 feet or something like that? 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 maybe. Yeah, it's nothing. So you got to know your edge, right? And you don't want to stop short of that edge. You want to get to the edge and you want to jump, because even though that because the reason why you would get to the edge or don't even go to the edge is because of fear. And so what you want to do is what I have to do on a daily basis. What I have to do is feel the fear and then do it anyway. So everything is a game to me. It's all game. So the philosophy really comes from different places. I'm not really going to discuss where it comes from, because I believe that's just for me to know. But it comes from different places, and it comes from places where it's just, it wouldn't even make sense if I told you. You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't make any sense. But I glean to certain philosophies, and I don't mean like I mean like different characters, right? Because we're all playing a character. That's all this is, baby. It's all a character. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, like, once you get comfortable with that character, ooh, dog, bruh, your whole life will change, dog. Like, this is what I tell men, like, for real. Like, you get to a point where it's a game. Like, you know, like, oh, he's a player. He just run a game on you, that's basically what it 24/7. It's the only way to live. For me, it's the only way to live. There is no other way. There isn't, because nothing else makes sense. It's a game. Life is a game, you know, and it should be played. Don't delude yourself. Don't fool yourself in thinking that you're better than you are. You dig? Have confidence, obviously. Have courage. Have certainty. Be calm. Be cool. And see where it goes. You know, that's the philosophy. The philosophy is just really just is a smooth. It's smooth, you know. Not because it's slick and this and that, but it's just being relaxed is where you're going to be, because that's when, if you are going to take martial arts, that's what they're going to tell you. If you were to go into a boxing ring right now, there's a UFC fighter, a retired UFC fighter down the street. And I'm sure if I brought him over here and told him and asked him, like, when you're about to fight, do you want to be tense? Do you want to be all uptight and tense and bitter and just clenching your teeth and just do you want to be like that before you fight? I'm going to bet that he's going to say no. You want to be as loose and as ready as cool and as calm as you can. And I've experienced that. I've experienced that in even in sales, right? They tell you to just, hey, slow down, just slow it down. Because and I don't mean like slow it down to the point where you are talking like this. If you have to talk like that, then talk like that. But in your edge, in your own life, man, what is going on? You got to slow that thing down. So don't fool yourself, right? The fear is there. I'm afraid right now, to be honest with you. There's a lot of fear that I have. And right there, when you do that, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Then you take it all away, right? I have tons of insecurity. I have too many insecurities. Like, it's just ridiculous. And so every day I have to combat that. But every day I still got to do what I need to do in order to overcome, because it's just a game. I have the ability to choose a character. And when you do that, everything is better because you are no longer needy. Man, I'm telling you right now, every single day I become less needy. Like I don't even need anything. At some point, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. I don't even, what? I don't even need sex. For what? I enjoy it. I still enjoy it to the max. But hey, this life is not even about that. It's not about that, man. And so when you live like that, and it's not saying that I'm not going to do it. If I had if I had someone said, well, how many times you had sex? It'd be like, this, and that. But at the same time, it's like, I don't need it. And when you do that, it takes the pressure off. It just takes the pressure off, and to be honest, I mean, sex is just an awkward act, but it's also an extremely beautiful act between two people, between two humans, right? And so, and I'm sure it's bad too for some people. I'm not, there's things that yeah. Anyway, if you have fear, accept the fear and act anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. If you have fear, accept that. Accept that there is fear there, and then act on it anyway. Whatever you're supposed to do, get yourself to the edge. Don't come shy of the edge. Don't come short of the edge. Get yourself to the edge. Get yourself there. Get there and do it anyway, no matter what it is. You dig? There's things that I've taken on that I don't have any clue. I've taken on a responsibility that I'm like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Someone said that I would be good at, doing this. And so I'm going to do that, and so, I mean, a fear of speaking. The reason why I love to talk, and you can ask my wife or any other girlfriend I've ever had, it's, I talk too much. I remember back in high school, like when we still had the house phones and whatnot, I would talk girls to sleep. I still talk my wife to sleep. She probably listens to me right now, asleep, just knocked out. And I don't even have like the deepest voice. I have friends that have way sexier voices. So it's about doing it anyway. Do it anyway. Feel the fear. I used to stutter. I couldn't formulate a sentence to save my life. And now look at me. So reading and spelling, like I was, man, you can look at my transcripts right now. I barely graduated. Barely. It don't matter though, because I've taught myself what I needed to know. You dig? And I will teach myself a lot more to get to the next level and the next level. I will not stop. I will not stop. That's the one thing about me. I will never stop. I will keep going and going and going and going. I will figure it out. Like all of this, the camera and the lighting and the this and the that, the sound. I don't know. I don't take a class for this. You know, I mean, YouTube, thank God for YouTube. And, you know, you can watch a YouTube video and figure it out. But they don't, all that, they don't be telling you all the real, they don't, yeah, they really don't. I just watched a YouTube video to hook up the camera that I have right now. It don't even work. I followed step by step. It doesn't work. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then now I'm thinking like, it must be the cord. Maybe the cord is not picking up the camera. I'm just thinking about it right now, actually. Yeah, who knows? So yeah, we want to feel that fear and we want to do it anyway. You know, we want to live on the edge and then go past it, but don't fake it though. It's not about faking it till you make it. The real tagline, if you want to write this down, if you want to really get with it, you probably heard this before. If you haven't, you're going to want to, this is the new tagline. It's not fake it till you make it. You can use it if you want to. It's whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. But what I like to use is act real until you remember. Come on now, somebody. We're going to take you to church. This is church right now, just so you know. Mondays and Tuesdays is Tresho9 Church, just so you know. I don't know if you were aware of that, but you need to put that on your calendar right now. 9 o'clock, Mondays and Tuesdays. So in this book, The Way of the Superior Man, which is what I lead with. If I'm starting with you, if I'm coaching you, and if I'm mentoring you as a man, this is where we're going to start. And we're not going to leave this area until we get stuff, because this works. And it's been tested, it's been proven, and it works. The fact that I'm even doing this, the fact that I'm still married, the fact that I have the type of relationship that I have with my wife, I'm telling you, if you were a fly on the wall, you'd be like, man, this is not even real. Something ain't going right. Something is not right. How in the world are you guys having this type of relationship? We were talking about it last night. And it's about trust. But she has to trust me. I have to trust her. We have an obscene amount of trust. And that trust leads to more trust. That trust leads to freedom. That trust leads to freedom. So in this chapter here, pick an area of your life, perhaps your intimate relationships, your career, your relationship with your children, or your spiritual practice. For instance, you are currently doing something to earn a living. Where do your fears stop you from making a larger contribution to mankind, from earning a higher income, or from earning money in more creative and enjoyable way? In a more creative and enjoyable way. Where's your fear stopping you? Right? Remember the ledge. Remember the edge. I'm standing there, getting ready to jump off of, I think it was about 10 to 15 feet. 10 to 15 feet, jumping in moving water that is ice cold. And I think, anyway, where's the fear stopping you? Where do you fear? Where do your fears stop you? Where do they stop you from making a larger contribution to mankind? The thing is that what will get you out of your mess, fellas, guys, men, what is going to get you out of the rat race, the mental rat race, because that's what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the mind. What's going to get you out is acting real until you remember. Acting real until you remember. Making a large contribution to mankind. Being and I don't know what all the way I say it is being a servant. That's gonna get you out. Is be a servant. Be of service. Be of service to somebody, to your community, to your family. Right? Be of service. Be of service. Let me see. I'm gonna turn this down real quick. Be of service. If you were absolutely fearless, guys, if you're absolutely fearless, would you be earning a living in exactly the same way as you are now? Your edge is where you stop short or where you compromise your fullest gift and instead cater to your fears. Stop it. Have you lost touch with the fears that are limiting and shaping your income and style of livelihood? Come on, this is speaking to me again. I've read this book already, I don't know how many times, and every time I read it, is something new that pops out to me, and this is speaking to me. Have you lost touch with the fears that are limiting you and shaping your income and style of livelihood? I want more. Now, I don't want more because I want to show off my more. I want more because I want to serve more. There's things I want to do. Like, for example, buying my mom a house, getting her and seeing her more often, having her fly over here more often, and being able to stay in her own room when she's here, and vice versa. Having my family go home to California and back and forth to go visit, and then having my family out here, just being able to, I would love to fly anyone in my family here and have them stay at a place, whether it was a hotel or whatever, whether it was our place, and be comfortable. Be comfortable. And then also having them to have them like a rental car or something like that, right? I mean, that's really what I want. Yeah, that's speaking to me, man. It's so time. It's just time, man. That's why I am dedicated to my craft. And that's why I never give up. And this is why I never stop. You know, and I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate I'm not a big receiver of compliments. I do appreciate them. Because it just shows me that somebody else is seeing what I'm doing. So it's a measurement of success to me. The fact that one person or two people sees, oh, hey, Mark, does this and does that. He's really good at this and yada, 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 or whatever it may be. It lets me know, I'm successful. You know what I mean? Because I've met strangers. I've met people that have way more than I have. And I had a guy, I say this all the time because it tripped me out, man. I know that he is well off, and he wanted to like take me. He's like, I want to like take you where I go. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't happy. I'm like, dude, I want to be happy and have what I need to have in order to travel and this and that and whatever. Just have, you know what I'm saying? But also have that peace. Because yesterday we talked about what? Yesterday we talked about the peace that what? surpasses all understanding. That is the goal. And there's a lot of people that you see that don't have it. I took a class, paid for the class. It was expensive. It was $10,000 expensive. And one of the first lessons that they taught you was that a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people that were successful, they're just not happy. They're not happy at all. And they're rich and they don't really have to work, so they don't really do anything. So they get drunk, smoke a lot of cigarettes, smoke tons and tons of weed, and just lay in the house for days, weeks, doing absolutely nothing. And I remember hearing that. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You know, they're bored, you know, and it's like, how are you bored? Like, I just don't even understand that. And these guys are making like 15, 20,000 a month, you know, so it's crazy. Don't let me have that. How would I not be happy? I'm already happy. I'm happy without that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm already happy. So if I'm happy without all of those things, come on now. If you have deluded yourself and feel that you are not afraid, then you are lying to yourself. And we talked about that. Don't lie to yourself. All men are afraid unless they are perfectly free. Okay. So that's what men want. Men want freedom. We desire. It's in our DNA, everybody. It's in our DNA to be free. But we're not free because what we've done is we have attached ourselves to so much of what the society wants us to do. Society wants us to be a certain way. So they put on these dumbass TV shows and movies. Start looking at movies and start seeing the men and how weak they are. And we sit there and watch this over and over and over and over and over for year after year after year after year. We watch over and over. We watch all this stuff, man. And it's just like, what? No. It's making us weak, y'all. All men are afraid unless they are living perfectly free. If you cannot admit this, you are pretending to yourself and to others. Your friends will feel your fear, even if you don't. Thus, they will lose trust in you, knowing you are deluding yourself, lying to yourself, and therefore likely lying to them, consciously and unconsciously. Or perhaps you are very aware of your fears, your fear to take risks, your fear of failing, or your fear of succeeding. Perhaps you are comfortable with your life and you fear the lifestyle change that might accompany a change in career, even though the new career will be closer to what you really want to do with your life. That was a mouthful, but you have to get this. The Way of the Superior Man by David Dieta. This book, I don't give it. I don't care what anybody says. Honestly, I don't. You can put Trump, you can put Bin Laden, Obama, whatever his name is, the Clintons. You can put all the YouTubers that are out there. I can't think of the names right now, but all of them. You put all of them, and they're like, well, this book sucks. I'm like, okay, you blow me, because this book actually changed my life. So if it changed my life, and I understand where I was, you dig? I understand the amount of insecurities, and those insecurities pile and pile and pile and pile. They make you weak. And when you have this freedom, baby, whew, come on now, man. I be pumping myself up. I'm containing myself. I gotta help myself, because I would rip this mic and just rah and just go scream and just yell it. You know what I'm saying? But then somebody will label me as a crazy person. I am crazy. Some men fear the feeling that fear, and therefore some men fear the feeling of fear. Come on now. Some men fear, the feeling of fear, and therefore don't even approach their edge. And what is that? That's, I'm going to jump. So you got to cross the river, right? At our camp that we go to in California, the American River. You got to cross the river. You got to jump in the river from a rock, jumping into the river, swimming to the other side, climbing out, walking up this ledge over, and the only way to get back is to jump back in to cross back over. So this fear, right? This idea of fearing fear. you haven't even passed the threshold. You still trying to get past the fear. And this is a disease. This is dis-ease. And this is not where we want to be, y'all. They choose a job they know they can do well, and it's easy for them, and don't even approach the fullest of giving their gift. You see, I want to give my gift to the fullest. I am on this planet to give my gift to the fullest. To the fullest. I'm here to give my gift. You dig? I'm not trying to force this on nobody. I'm not here to force nothing on nobody. Honestly, I only want the people in this that want to be here, that choose to be here. You dig? I'm not going to force anybody to do anything. My wife can come and go. She can't come and go, but she can leave anytime she wants to. You know what I mean? She can go. She's not bound. I don't have her in slavery. You dig? I don't own her. Well, I do actually. Depends on who you're talking to and how you're talking about it. Because she owns me. You dig? But it's we have this certain agreement, and that agreement stands strong today. And if you're watching this 2, 3 weeks, years, decades later, it's still going to be there. I mean, we'll be dead, but that's how strong it is. That's how strong that bond is. And that's how strong the agreement is. The vow that we created was a certain type of vow. It was a vow that no one ever has spoken of. I already know. I know. Yeah, no. Yeah. Man, this thing is rich, bro. If you are the kind of man who is hanging back, working hard, perhaps, but not at your real edge, another man will not be able to trust that you can help them live at their edge and give their fullest gift. So you have to be, the game that we're playing is a mental game. For me, it's a mental game. It's a physical game as well. And it's one that I have issues with, right? And so, but we're working on those things because we're doing that thing that is going to get us there physically. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to. I don't actually have a choice. When I was in California, I was snowboarding, and it was a drought year in Cali, and so there wasn't much snow. And the snow was hard as a rock. It's basically we were snowboarding. I was snowboarding on ice, basically. And I didn't even know what I was doing, but I went up to the Black Diamond and I took the Black Diamond. The Black Diamonds are not that bad, to be honest with you. They're steep, but they're not as steep as you think. They're not like this. You're not doing this, right? It's like this, but it's just really, really high, right? It's just higher. That's all. And you will catch speed. You will definitely catch some speed. And I went down, and I was going down, and I somehow went up, feet up in the air, and then I landed on my back, on my tailbone. I had sharp pain. I thought I was going to be paralyzed or something, or I thought I maybe had broke something. And my pride kicked in, and I didn't ask for help. And then I proceeded to snowboard down. And then when I got to the lodge, I still was super prideful, didn't say anything. And just, oh, I hurt my back, this, and that. I mean, it was bad. I couldn't even move. And then I proceeded to drive home for the next 4 hours. Next day or whatever, went to the hospital, gave me an x-ray, laid on the thing. I couldn't even move. I was in excruciating pain, excruciating. And the doctor said, I have good news and bad news. What do you want first? I said, the bad news. Give me the bad news first. Give it to me raw, man. He's all, the bad news is you have, what do you call it? Arthritis. And it's rampant. So you have no choice. You have to work out every single day of the rest of your life. And you will probably be in lots of pain. This, and that, whatever, right? So I was like, okay, that is what it is. No problem. I said, what's the good news? The good news is you didn't break anything. I said, I didn't break anything? Man, what? Why, how am I in so much pain? I'm like, I can't even sit. I can't stand. I can't lay down. I can't do anything. Like, everything hurts. Everything. I couldn't sit up straight. I couldn't. He's like, you probably bruised it, but that's not something that we can actually, there's nothing that we can do on your coccyx. We can't wrap you up. I mean, you can do muscle relaxers, and you can do heating pads. And you know, none of those things I like. All those things were horrible, horrible. The muscle relaxer, I can see how people can get addicted to that. I couldn't move after that. I mean, it was great because there was no more pain. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. And it just makes you super, super sleepy. Super sleepy. It's like chamomile tea and melatonin, like, on steroids. You take the pill and it's like, boop. Instant knockout. Instant knock. It's dangerous. It was dangerous. And so anyway, I have to, the physical, we're here, Tresho9, it's the mental state, and it's also the physical state, because the physical will get you out of the mental and out of the stinking thinking. It'll get you out, and by working out. And that's what this is, man. This is a mental game. This is a mental game. This is a mental game. Yeah. So, man, yeah, I just, Tresho9 is the relationship experience, and it's about helping people in their relationship with themselves, really. With themselves. And we're just going to keep this thing growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And we're going to become the best. No matter what. No matter what, Doug. No matter what. We're going to go to the highest. Oh, my gosh. Like, I just can't even, like, I just am in love with just being, like, just growing, man. It's a great addiction, you dig? It's a great addiction. It's a great addiction. What we got going on here? We have, okay. So, as an experiment, describe your edge with respect to your career out loud to yourself. Say something like, I know I could be earning more money, but I am too lazy to put in the extra hours it would take. Okay? Yes. And that's another reason why we're sitting here. You dig? is because I'm on my 5 to 9. So I've always, from the very beginning, I've always wanted to do radio. Now you have the opportunity to do it. You know, you have the opportunity to do it. So that is what it is. But I'm too lazy. I know that I could give more of my true gift, but I am afraid that I may not succeed, and then I will be penniless, a penniless failure. I spent 15 years developing my career, and I am afraid to let go of it to start fresh, even though I know that I have spent most of my life doing things I have no real interest in doing. And this is where a lot of people are at. This is where I was at. I could be making money in more creative ways, but I spend too much time watching TV rather than being creative. Let that land. Let that land. Honor your edge. Honor your choices. Be honest with yourself about them. Be honest with your friends about them. A fearful man who knows he is fearful is far more trustable than a fearful man who isn't aware of his fear. Let this land, y'all. I'm going to repeat this, but I got to put the phone down because I almost threw the phone. And I think that the hype and I done work myself up to the point where this is the passion of mine. This is the passion of mine. This is it. This is the passion of mine. I just want to see people like me come up. That's it, man. Because there's a lot of men out there that just don't. There's a lot of grown-ass men that don't have it. They got the nice job, the lawyers and the doctors and the this and the that and the policemen and la 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 la. But they're empty inside. They're empty inside. I want to read this verse here. I want to read this to you. Let's see what we got. I read it yesterday. So this is the verse of the day on the Bible app. I read it yesterday, not even knowing that this would be today's verse of the day. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be made known to God. Be anxious for nothing, and that word translates when you take it to the lexicon, the concordance. I think Lexington or lexicon is another word for that. But when you look at the word in the original text, it's not anxious. It's careful. Be careful about nothing. Yet cast your care. Cast it. What does casting mean? Cast it. Throw it away, boy. Throw that thing away, boy, far away. And when you cast it out, what happens when you cast out your line, bruh? When you cast out your line, what happens? How you going to catch a fish if you don't cast it out? How would you catch something if you don't cast? Man, come on. Yeah, this is church, y'all. This is what it is. This is Tresho9 is become a church, right? And I use that word so you understand. I'm just using the word church so you understand what's going on. It's really a move. It's really just a way of life. That's all this is. That's it. I'm not here Christian or religious or this and that. Am I on a spiritual journey? Yes, for sure. I've been on a spiritual journey from the time that I was born. I've been doing this before there was even any of these things. Go talk to my mom right now. I should get my mom on this phone. I should get her on this thing. I would set stuffed animals up, and my little army men and all the stuffed animals that I had as a kid. I would set them all up, and then I would be talking to them. I'd be preaching to them. You know what I'm saying? And my kids have the same. They have the same gift. They have the same gift. There was a video that my daughter was in that. Let me see if I can find it. But she was just talking. No one knows what she was saying. It's so cute. I'm going to have to pull that up for next week. Yeah, she was going. She was going for it. She was pointing and yeah, she has it. She has it. I think that I don't even know what she's gonna be. I know we like to think like, oh, she's gonna do this, she's gonna do that. Da, da, da. I mean, she can do anything that she wants to do. To be honest with you, but I can totally see her speaking, but then doing it in such a creative way, like illustrative. Like I can see her writing books, and doing those story books and illustration books. I don't know what they're all called, but she likes to draw. She likes to tag. She's like her uncle. My brother likes to tag. And she does too. And she never met him because he's, locked up. And so it's wild, man. But we have this. And so this is nothing new. You dig? This is nothing new. And I have to act real until you remember again. You see what I'm saying? That's what this is. Act real until you remember, Mark. And whoever's watching, whoever's going to see this, act real until you remember. Until you remember. And yes, I'm chilling right here in the carport. Chilling right here. I set up all my stuff just right here. One, and really probably the only reason why, is because it's just cooler. It's hot, dog. It gets hot in Hawaii. Inside, we don't have air conditioning. So to be inside right now, I would be dripping. So I'm still hot outside. It's just that we got a fan and it's a little breezy with the trade winds coming through. So I can't do this inside. I have a studio inside, but I can't do video because I literally will be dripping sweat. Dripping. And maybe that will be hot for somebody. Maybe I might do that. You know what I'm saying? If I get requests to do it, I don't know. We'll see. Oh no. Okay. Well, I don't even know what I'm doing. All right, we're gonna take a little break and listen to some music while we do that. Peace. Tresho9.
No point bending backwards for me. I'm just shifting.
heard. Yes, sir. So, yeah, with the lives, we're just going to do something like this. We'll do chapters and highlights from The Way of the Superior Man and the Bible and whatever book that I am reading at the time that I want to share. But that's what it is, y'all. And then, that has to do a lot with relationships because you have to be on that journey of growth. You dig? Like, you have to be on that journey of growth, and you have to build that character. That's what I'm doing. I'm building something from nothing. I'm building a character. I'm building from the ground up. And when I'm in a creative mode right now, and I'll probably be here for the next few years. And so a lot of times I don't want to take in too much outside sources. I don't want to take too much of the I don't want to sit here and consume. I know exactly what I want, and I have to build that, right? So, like, my whole table is going to be different. It has to be wood. I love wood, and it's going to be won't be this long, but it'll be like it might be this long. I'm not sure, but it'll be wider. It'll be a solid table to where, like, we can eat dinners as a family on it, and we've created Soul Sundays, and we are continuously creating Soul Sundays, which is like we open up ourselves, our home, to friends and family, and we cook. And there's going to be a lot more things we want to get involved in with that. So we're constantly building, constantly growing, because one of the reasons why we moved to Hawaii was to build community, and that's what we want to do. You know what I mean? Because we actually, and I'm going to end it with these types of things, talking about the vision. One, like, personally, and in our relationship, when it comes to relationships, there's a hierarchy, right, if you will, and maybe that's not the right word, but there's order in the relationship. It starts with God, no matter what. That doesn't matter what we're doing. I can be cracked out. It's still always God. No matter what. I can be in hell. It's still God. Always, 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 always. Always, always, always. Then in a relationship, then there's me, and then there's my wife, right? And it's not that she's not under me, but when it comes to direction, right? When it comes to direction in the relationship, when it comes to the direction of the family, God, then it's my wife and myself, then my wife and I. When it comes to our relationship with my wife, it's God, me, and my wife. That makes sense. It's a triangle when it comes to our relationship. So it looks like a triangle. That's why we have these triangles. And then there's a 9 in there. The 9 just symbolizes the number of my birth. And that 9 and the 9 is also, oh man, I'm saying too much, y'all. I'm giving you too much, but this is at the end. I don't even know who somebody who listens to this, but the 9 is the number of letters in our last name, and each letter represents a pillar. And so, for example, the A in our last name is able. We are able to do great things. And that's how we've structured our family. That's how we structured our life, because there's certain things that I wanted. I've been reading the Bible all my life. And I read it and I'm just like, man, I didn't idolize superstars. You dig? I didn't, maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I did. Like Michael Jackson, I'm like, oh, that guy is great. When I was a kid and whatnot, you know. And then Usher, like when I was in my teens and whatnot. But more so that I was looking at people like Solomon. Like Solomon has got to be, and Moses, Solomon has got to be one of my favorite characters and favorite people in the Bible growing as a kid. I was like, I need to be exactly him. I need to be doing what he is doing, except for his downfall or his weakness was women, obviously. And it wasn't his weakness was women. You have to really dive into this. And you can see it as a weakness. You can see it as whatever you want to see it as. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you'll do. But the thing that I don't want from him is he allowed women to take over his life and then remove God from his life. He allowed women to remove God from his life. That, no, never. There's a couple of things that women will never do. That's one of them. And there's no woman on this planet, on this world, that's alive today or even dead. There's not one soul. There's not one female soul that could. What is that called? Be a home wrecker. I will not allow it. I will not allow it. Never. Ever. There's no woman that will ever come before. Not my mom, not even my wife. You know what I'm saying? I won't even let her get in the way of my marriage. You dig? And I'm married to her. It's just not, that's how strong I am in that. And then there's no woman who would ever take me away from God. I just know. It just doesn't exist. Oh, this is a jam right here, though. And a lot of men don't move like this, and this is the issue with Solomon, because he was like, oh yeah, he just fell in love and da. Cool, have 300 wives. God permitted that. He allowed that, and I believe he still does. It doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, we're not gonna. This is not that type of podcast right now. We're not gonna get into it because we don't have time. But he allowed it's permissible, right? But at the same time, he didn't do it right. And most men can't. Most men don't have the tenacity. They don't have the patience to do it, because it's insane. To have one wife is crazy. And to have two. So anyway, these are the types of men that I idolize. As a kid, are you kidding me right now? I wanted to be David and Solomon so bad. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be them. Solomon had the wisdom, bro. I wanted to be him. And because he had the wisdom, he had all the gold and he had all the money. I mean, they're still looking for Solomon's gold. Supposedly. A rumor has it, it's somewhere, still existing. And there's a rumor, this is going to sound crazy, I know. People are like, what the heck? You don't know. I don't know. Someone had talked about it, someone who does this research, but they say that it's possible, there's a possibility that Solomon's treasures and whatnot is on an island somewhere. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Anyway. So, I want you to be blessed. I want men to be successful in their relationships, in their marriages. And only certain men will, because there's certain men that they're just going to give up. They're going to give up. And a lot of men that are with women right now have given up already. They just don't know. They're just older and don't want to they don't want to be alone, but they've already given up. There's a lot of women that are unhappy in their relationships. There's a lot everywhere, all over the place. You bruh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. But what we're doing in our relationship is we're setting up and positioning ourselves to have community, and to have that community to be able to become a legacy of greatness, right? This is what this is about. And sex is over. It's not overrated. Sex is amazing, actually. It's just not the focus. It's just not the first focus. You dig? It's just not. It's not, man. It's not. And I think, again, something's going on over there. The police is over there. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this thing up. But yeah, man, I'm blessed, and I do have that spirit of David. I love the spirit of David and Solomon and Moses, Abraham. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Those are my superstars. Those are my heroes. I still, to this day, Solomon, I be reading about Solomon and looking, how did he do what he did? What are all his mistakes? Let's not do his mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, he allowed women to take him away from God, right? By introducing to him all these different ways to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? And once you get it right, it's pretty dope, man. Yeah. We'll dive into it a lot more. I don't want to get into it right now, but it is what it is. It's a blessing. I am blessed, and I'm happy about it, and I want to help other men. Other men want to be in their relationship, and they want to be with their wife, but they don't know really how to do it. And what they're hearing is, I got to have money. And I don't really know if that's going to help. You know what I mean? Because the thing is that, like I said, I've talked to people that have money, and they have the worst relationships. Sometimes they still got terrible relationships. They got tons of money, tons of stuff, but their relationship is still shit. It's like, I'd rather be happy and have a bomb-ass relationship, you know what I'm saying, and then obtain that wealth along the way, you know what I'm saying, still keeping the joy and still keeping the happiness, because it's something that I highly value. So, yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for listening to Tresho9. It has been a blessing that you have been here this whole time. Thank you very much. We are rising up. We are going to the next levels, y'all. I'm telling you right now. Your life is getting ready to change. You need to allow it. You need to allow the change to happen. Allow the change to happen. Stop being afraid and stopping at your edge. Go ahead and jump. Because there is a water down there. There is a catch down there. There is safety in that. You will be okay. You will be okay. And I know that. I stand on the principles and the word of God. I do. I don't. Someone says, do you go to church? Where do you fellowship? What do you mean? Where do I fellowship, bro? You have lost it, dog. What you mean? Am I not talking to you right now? That's what this is, homie. What are you saying? Yeah, I had a little altercation with some Christians a few days ago that we'll talk about later. I had actually forgotten about it, but he's like, well, where do you fellowship and where do you go to church? And I'm like, what do you mean, where do I go to church? What? I'm doing it right now. My family is we're 6 deep. We're 6 deep, homie. You over here talking to the youth, talking to the youth, talking to the youth. I talk to youth every day. You dig? Like, come on now. I got my own church. I have a wife. You know what I'm saying? Yes. We've been married for 16 years, yo. 16 years of, and the numbers don't mean shit. So don't get it twisted. 16 years, 35 years, 50. That don't. Oh, we've been married. I say that to say that it's what I have learned in that marriage. We have become better because we have stayed in this relationship. Because every day it's like, it's almost like I try to break up with her every day. Not really, but it's like we can find anything to break up. To be honest with you, we can find a bunch of stuff. Each one of us could. But we make that choice. You dig? And for me, as a man, what I want to do is, because that's who I'm serving. I'm actually a servant to her. So when it comes to my mind and my mental and my emotions, I want to be intelligent in these things. And I also want to get the physical part right as well. The physical part needs to be also well, because I need to be able to keep up. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to keep up. I can't keep up, physically. And it's a blessing. I don't have the problems. I'm trying to think. I'm not even going to say that because I feel like I'm bragging. Yeah, it's just, we just have a different relationship. I don't know, man. I'm blessed. That's all I got to say. And we're a different family. You know what I mean? We're just, you dig? We move and operate differently, and I thank God for that. I really do. I thank God for it, and it's time now. It's time. So yeah, so we are anxious about nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Always giving thanks. Let your request be made known to God. I am making known my request to God. I am making known that my request to have Tresho9, the #1 podcast, the #1 relationship podcast, bringing in money by the truckloads, by the truckloads. You know what I'm saying? And allowing my gift to make provision for me, allowing that thing that I call my gift, my purpose, allowing these things to make provision for me and for my family. Because we will be growing our family. This family that we live in will be growing. Don't get it twisted. It will grow. It will grow. It will grow. Naturally. You dig? Because my kids they're going to get married. They're going to have wives and husbands. So, hey, let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Again, thank you for tuning in. I got to go. And peace be with you. And we will see you next Monday and next Tuesday Monday and Tuesday, Tresho9 will be here. Somebody make some noise. Yes, let's go.